Guys, it's Sweet JP here, back with another episode. Today we're going to be talking about, like the basics of micronutrients and everything. I kind of wanted to go over this like a little bit and take like a theoretical situation of throwing like a fucking normie's food on there, what somebody would kind of eat throughout the day, and it's semi health conscious, da 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 da, and see kind of how good they do, to be honest, based on the micronutrients. So, like, kind of what supplements you can introduce there to, get a little fucking decent balance going on what you're usually deficient in like day to day shit. So, I've kind of started off with what, like 150 grams of chicken. There you go. And you got your pasta, a standard lunchtime. You can go breakfast here somewhere. Yeah. Oats and eggs. I just did like 2 eggs. Maybe you have more. But I was just trying to go back to my old roots. What did I eat when I wasn't too bothered and was trying to be a bit clean? You know what I mean? And then we do have some basic kind of like off the food pyramid and all that. You got your carbs, you got your vegetables, your cauliflower here, and a bit of beef. Now, 100 grams of beef is absolutely nothing, but you're not going to be eating it every day, so I just averaged it out. And we do have bread for breakfast here, a little bit of butter for the cooking, or like the breads. There was a little bit. It's like 14 grams, it works out to be on that. And just a glass of milk. I don't think most people are drinking like a liter of milk, you know what I mean? They're not there fucking chugging it because they're self conscious about their skin and all that. And potatoes, a little bit of potassium there. That could be rice, that could be whatever. That's why I'm kind of the portions are really not that big, as you can see by the calories and all. But the protein, carbs, and fats are looking good. Like, I'd say most people finish up their calories here by adding a bit more like kind of sugary or processed stuff. So that'd probably you'd probably be bumping up the carbs another fucking 70 easily, 100 grams. Depends if you're a hungry boy, but that is pretty fecal. So this apply to some of the gals out there too. Okay, let's have a look here. We don't go in the sugar. I don't know why the sugar should be a little bit lower, to be honest. Fructose should really be higher, but here, don't worry about that part. What we want to be... Ooh, is that... Yeah, the lysine not too bad, yeah. It's actually okay. Right, so what we want to look at is the vitamins and minerals here. So as you can see, your B1 through your B12, the percentages are decent. It's pretty easy to get to 100% in fairness, the daily value, but those are probably getting bumped up by, all the grains and the breads that are fortified, because I put like commercial stuff in there. Now, the forms of them are questionable. Some of like you have like iron and everything. You can get a percentage of your bread from your iron from your bread, but the forms might be questionable how bioavailable they are. Like you can kind of tell here, vitamin A. See a vitamin A here. It's only at 38%. And look, really, we want something like retinol. You see here, that's what we want. But the majority is actually coming from. We got beta carotene here, which horrible absorption, really, really bad. And then lutein and xanthan, I'm horrible pronouncing that. Nah, you don't really need that much of it. It's just used for like your your retinal. Sorry, not your retinal, your eye optic nerves and everything. So that doesn't need to be too high. Preferably, we want that a bit lower. And we kind of want to be putting more into the retinol. That's the most bioavailable form of vitamin A. And that's what you're kind of looking for to bump there. So having preferably a supplement for vitamin A, or having like 5 eggs or something, or even a little bit of liver would bump that up. But we know you're not going to do that. So just take something that has vitamin A, retinol or something in it, or a very high dose of carotene. But just you're not supposed to smoke if you're taking doses of carotene. It combusts in the lungs and all shit like that. So maybe try just get the pure retinol form. It's cleanest. Vitamin C, 135 milligrams, kind of 200, one closer to 200 for the average person. Especially if you're training, like I take 500 or 1,000 milligrams because you just sweat out so much of it. And when your nervous system is really down, it is nice to have that extra vitamin C. If you do like any demanding sports, presume the daily value should be a little bit higher. It's kind of more for sedentary people. And don't even get me started on vitamin E. You can get this from grains and stuff, certain grains, and like oils, like rapeseed oil and stuff. But honestly, the second I touch oil, ruins my skin, ruins my stomach. So, preferably, a lot of these would be inflated. You'd want to remove the grains if you can. Maybe keep a bit of the oats. So, I wouldn't take these at face value. Some of the things that are inflated, like the B vitamins, or even going into the minerals here, like the iodine. There's more kind of like in fish and everything, certain potassium iodide supplements coming from bread. I would question the quality of it, to be honest. If you want to keep bread, get something with like less ingredients that really isn't fortified and doesn't use sunflower oil or anything like that. Like it should literally only have like two or three ingredients on it for the bread, and it should not last for 2 weeks. So we got magnesium here. That dosage isn't bad. Recommended daily value is around 400 milligrams. You can always benefit though from going over 100% on certain minerals and vitamins. Like having a few extra 100% daily value on your B vitamins really isn't going to hurt you, and there's definitely a lot of positive studies out there with having higher doses of B vitamins. But if you're just trying to avoid deficiencies, that's all good. Calcium here, we do only have 250 mils of milk. We're not getting a huge amount from meats or anything like that. So either double or triple the amount of milk you're having, or find another source that's decent there. I don't think you really need to take a supplement for calcium. You can get it easy enough through food. But I did actually miss up here. Vitamin D is quite low. So you want to take a supplementation for that, and vitamin E. So you're mainly looking at taking a supplement for vitamin A, maybe a bit of vitamin C if you want some more. Then vitamin D3 is the best form to get. D3, minimum you want to be taking 1,000 IUs. There is beneficial studies and stuff doing 4,000 IUs upward. I take 3 to 4,000 long term, and there's no toxicity reports with that. And I feel great on that. Vitamin E, yeah, if you can find a good one, do supplement if you can, unless you want to start eating organs and loads of grains to cover your vitamin A and E's, or eating like a stupid amount of eggs. And then definitely supplementing vitamin K, because what vitamin K does is tells you where to deposit calcium, is one of the main functions. So when that's kind of deficient, your arteries start to calcify and a lot of stuff like that, and it can cause depersonalization, da 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 da. And the supplement is dirt cheap, really cheap. I won't worry about chromium or copper or anything like that. That's oh Jesus, bruh. Okay, that seemed to just kick us out there. Lovely. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, copper's okay. Iodine, you'd be fine. You have to take some for that. Magnesium, you can always take a bit extra. Never hurts. Potassium and sodium levels are fine. You don't have to hit the 100% daily value, as long as you kind of want your potassium a little higher than your sodium to keep water retention down and be looking good. Honestly, anything above 12 mgs of zinc's okay. If you sweat a lot and you do a lot of exercise, maybe get that up to 20. And then the selenium here, honestly, 165 UG. I think that's micrograms then to milligrams. So that's only like a tenth. That's only like 16.5 milligrams or something. I could be wrong. I'm really bad at my measurements. But I would question again the form of that and where that source is coming from. I think it might be coming from the meat. But I don't think you need to really dose this as a supplement if you're not having any brain fog problems or cognitive problems like that. So let's go over this again. Maybe a B complex vitamin to up those numbers if you feel like it. Choline's okay, that's plenty good. You want a vitamin A supplement, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, and the forms are important, like D3. And then there's different forms of vitamin E here you got to look out. But I think it was alpha tocopherol or beta tocopherol is kind of one of the main ones. And then you want to dose your vitamin K2. MK7 is what most supplements come in. You're looking for about 100 milligrams there. And then you definitely want a little more magnesium there, and possibly more zinc depending on your training. So yeah, that's really it, to be honest. I have nothing else to say there. Hope you enjoyed that little overview there, me just fucking ranting about supplements. Had fun. We do like having fun here. as much as we can. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in this type of stuff. Right. Peace.